what's up guys? So today I'm going to show you a loadout project I've been working on. You can choose your loadout. I know this might not seem like it's that big of a deal, but for me, it kind of is. I never thought of doing this before, and I just had the idea the other day. I was like, you know what, it'd be cool to add that into my game where you can just choose your loadout from weapons you've bought. What I'm going to show you is just the loadout project, just what I've had so far, what I've programmed last night. So basically, this is your loadout, your guns are all here, and you can go ahead and just select a gun and drag it into your primary slot, and it makes your primary weapon whatever the name of this is. And then if you decide you don't want it, drag it back out, or you can leave it over here, you can leave it anywhere you want, but you can't put it into your secondary loadout because the box doesn't fit. You can put in a shotgun, and then you can put in a pistol to your secondary, and you can't put them in at the same time either. It just doesn't really work. Yeah. So, oh, that's weird. Alright, well anyway, there we go. Just discovered a glitch in my own project. Alright, cool. So then we can just load that in, and then I'm going to have a save button. You save your loadout. And there you go. And pretty soon I'm going to add weapon attachments to this, where there'll be a little box here, a little box there on both sides. And you can, attach different sights, even though that doesn't matter because I only make top-down shooters, but like if you wanted to do a first-person shooter. So I'll show you the code real quick and what I have. I have quite a few objects. I got sprites, so you can make these just one sprite and have multiple indexes like sub-images, but sprite 1, that's just your dragging box, your weapon box that you have, and same for the secondary ones. Then you have your selection rectangles that you need for both of them, and then I just have a basic background. And then the objects, it's pretty basic. Literally all you do is make it so you can drag it around. So create a drag variable, make sure you have a name for it, and just say if drag is true, x equals mouse x and y equals mouse y. And then you just release. Whenever you release it, drag equals false. And whenever you select it, drag equals true. So that's pretty basic there. I have that for all 4 of my weapon objects. And then in the selection boxes, this is where stuff gets kind of a bit intense. Not really intense, but so whenever you drag it into the box, this is what's going to happen. So if you drag in your primary weapon number 1, and there's already not a weapon in there. So if there's a weapon in there, my global.primary variable is going to have a string in it. So if it doesn't have a string, that means there's no weapon in it. And then if you drag it into the box and let go of the mouse button, so you deselect the weapon, it's going to go ahead and set your weapon to be the name of your primary weapon number 1. And then you just set it to be the sprite of that weapon. And you just destroy the weapon itself. And the same thing goes for the secondary weapon, or the primary 2 weapon. And if you want to cancel the primary, so if you want to drag it back out of the box, you're going to say if there is a weapon in the box. So if you selected a weapon in the loadout, and if you go ahead and click it with your left mouse button, we're gonna have a switch statement. So if it's the first primary weapon, then you just reset everything basically. And you just have to create the draggable box for the weapon again. And then it's the same thing for case 2, which would be the shotgun. And the exact same thing goes for the secondary cancellation. Exact same code. And then it's the same for the selection box as well. You just make sure that goes. And if you're going to copy along the code or copy this code, make sure that you put the script at the bottom, because it has to know all this information first before it can go ahead and run that script. And then in my loadout controller, really basic, just have global.primary and global.secondary to be empty strings. In the draw event, I'm just making sure I can see that a weapon was successfully added to the loadout by drawing those global primary and secondary variables. And then in the room, it's pretty basic. Go ahead and plop down all your objects that you want to have, and make sure that the controller's in there. Make sure your selection boxes are where you want them to be, And that's about it. So I'll run it one more time so you guys can see the final product. So you go ahead and just drag this in there. Can't drag this in there, it doesn't work. Drag this in there, bam, and it says your loadouts are right there. And you can drag this back, put in the knife, whatever. So you can have different loadouts. Pretty easy, self-explanatory, I guess. I don't know why it does that. I'll have to see if I could fix that. But for the most part, yeah, that's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you out. If you'd like to see a well planned out tutorial for this, go ahead and just leave a comment, and I can go ahead and get right on that tutorial. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.